Hey, thank you for coming back. And today I'd like to talk to you about yet another set of PC speakers. And it's these right here. These are the Creative Pebble Pro. I guess the nickname is Minimalist. And inside the box, besides these little speakers here, you get some warranty information. And you get the instruction manual, multiple languages. It's not really a manual, it's like a big fold-out sheet. I mean, I know companies are trying to save money, but, give us a book. And you also get a bunch of cables. One of them you're going to get is a USB Type A to USB Type C. You get an auxiliary cable, which is on both ends is a 3.5mm jack, and if you notice, there's only two black rings on there, or lines. That means it's TRRS. And the other cable you get is a USB Type-C to USB Type-C. Now, these speakers, and by the way, I do love this color green. You get a nice little speaker. First of all, they're on a nice 45-degree angle, so when you're sitting there, it kind of points up more towards your head. Now, if you just plug this into your computer, you're going to get 10 watts, peak power of 20 watts. But if you use a power adapter or a wall plug type thing, something like this Anchor one that I reviewed a while ago. If you use a power adapter that has what they say is a PD adapter of at least 30 watts or more, let me say that again. If you use a power adapter that's 30 watts or more that has power delivery or a PD adapter, that increases the output to 15 watts or 30 watts peak power. Okay, more on that in a little while. Now you can connect these speakers to your PC 3 different ways. USB, the auxiliary cable, the 3.5mm cable, or Bluetooth. And yes, they use Bluetooth 5.3 in these speakers. They do have RGB lighting, which I'll show you in a moment. They use 2.25-inch speakers. On the back is a bass reflex port to give you some nice good bass on there. Now, the frequency response of the speakers is 80 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So it's not the deepest bass sound in the world. So if you're a bass head, these really aren't going to be for you. And the SBC wireless the wireless codec is SBC. The cable between the speakers is 1.8 meters and 5.91 feet. I didn't find any information on how long all these cables are, and I forgot to measure them, so I'm sorry about that. So pretty much, also, there's really nothing on this speaker here except for the ring for the RGB lights. On this speaker, you got a indicator light. This here is your volume switch. You got your Bluetooth switch and your RGB lighting switch right there. Of course, they got a ring for the RGB lighting, plus a nice rubber pad on both speakers. Now in the back, you got two USB ports. One is marked USB Type-C PD. This one is just USB Type-C. And right there is your auxiliary port. Also on the side, you can plug in a microphone or a gaming headset here. Both of them have to be 3.5mm. Now, let me see here. Well, let me give you the test video first, and I'll talk a little bit more about these speakers after the test video. And just like this type of video, I'm going to give you a bunch of pictures and charts and some more information, and then I'll get to testing these so you can hear them in action. And then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed the test video. And I already got this thing turned on, and there's your, this is just one of the settings you can do with the RGB lighting. This one kind of cycles through everything, all the lights. You can even shut it off. There's a way in here, if you long press this button here, you can actually adjust to the color that you like, and it'll be static, meaning it won't move. So like if it starts out like on this green color, you can move this knob and it'll end up changing, things of that nature. One of the things I don't like about these speakers is that the knob is an infinite turn. It doesn't stop whether it's up all the way or down all the way. But that's pretty much it. You hear that little beep?
Now in pairing mode, waiting for connection.
Okay, there you go. Let's see. Now these speakers, let me get into the way they sound. Now, let me unplug this because that's kind of distracting. The Creative Pebble Pro, first of all, has a lot more bass in them than the Edifier G1000 that I reviewed for you a while ago. And the bass is nice and clean. Has a lot more thump in these than, well, let me use the main speaker. Has a lot more thump and bass response in these speakers than the Edifier. It's not muddy at all, even at the highest volume that you can get, which, by the way, when you're using these, and it uses your device's volume, whether it be on your phone, PC, or laptop. I didn't try it on my iPad, but it uses the volume of your device for the volume for these speakers, okay? So the bass is really good and well-rounded, and it definitely has a nice little rumble to it, and I think you'll enjoy it. The mid-range definitely is there. It's nice and hard-hitting. It's very well-rounded and balanced. The high-end, I think, is a little bit more prevalent than the mid-range. What do I mean? Say like if mid-range was set at 9, the high end is like 9.5, not necessarily 10, but slightly higher than the mid-range. But it's not ear piercing or tinny at all. Now, being plastic, these do have that little bit of a plastic sound where it kind of sounds not necessarily hollow, but like you're talking through a tube or something. It's a little bit more dominant in this than the edifiers, but then again, most people probably will not recognize that anyway, but I thought I'd just mention it. So overall, this has a really great sound to them. These things really get loud too. When I just had it plugged into a standard USB port, they're pretty decently loud. These actually got louder than the edifiers. Now, when I actually used this, now this has the power IQ, not the power delivery, but I used this middle one here, not the top USB Type-C, but this one here, the middle one. That's the one that, on this particular power adapter, worked, that I really noticed a boost in volume through these. Meaning like, there's more power going to the speakers, so these things were a lot louder. And boy, you can definitely tell the difference. Now, in order for you to get more power out of these things, not only do you have to use something that's 30 watts or more like this, but you see the red USB port, or is that orange? Well, the one that has the color around the USB port that actually says USB Type-C PD, that's the one you're going to have to plug the cable into along with this. And one more time, if you're going to happen to use this power adapter, don't use the top one. Use this bottom one, or the one in the middle of all three. This one here. That's the one I use, because I did try them both. When I first plugged these speakers into the top USB-C port, didn't seem to make a difference. But when I plugged them into the second one, the one right here in the middle, I definitely noticed that these speakers got a lot louder. Okay, so what do I definitely think of the Creative Pebble Pro Minimalist PC speakers? Well, I like them, especially, I think I just spit, especially if you use a power adapter. They definitely get really nice and loud. Would I use these to, like on a TV? No, not unless you got a small room. Once again, these really aren't designed to be room-filling party type speakers. But they get definitely loud enough if you're sitting in front of your TV, or not TV, but your PC or whatever it might be. Maybe in your kitchen if you don't have a big, huge kitchen and you want to listen to podcasts or music and things of that nature. Yeah, these things would be great for like a smaller, maybe to a medium type size room. But if you got a large room, like a living room, and you got a nice TV and you're going to try to use these, no. Maybe in conjunction with your TV speakers, you can use along these as well. That might be a way to go. But just to rely on these in your living room, I would have to say no, don't do that. These are more for a small to medium sized type room. And that's it. I mean, they got a very, very good audio reproduction out of these. To be honest, I like the sound of these better than the Edifier G1000. I'll be honest with you. I like the Edifier G1000, those, because they had a very good sound to them. Sounded way better than my laptop speakers or my phone or my tablet and everything. But to me, I like the sound out of these a heck of a lot better. So if I were to choose between these and the Edifiers, I would choose these hands down every single day of the week. And it doesn't have to necessarily do with the volume. It's actual audio reproduction and how these sound. So I would definitely pick these over the Edifier G1000. And I'm glad I actually got these, to be honest with you. They were actually on sale on Creative's website. By the time this video comes out, that sale is probably going to be over. But yeah, I would definitely highly recommend, I would definitely recommend these for you to get. Now, out of the two, if you had a choice between the Edifier and these, the Creative Pebble Pros, say they were the same price on sale or whatever, I would go with the Pebble Pros more than I would for the Edifier. One, me personally, I like the sound I get out of these better. I think I get a little bit better bass out of these than I do the Edifiers. And it's a more well-rounded and balanced audio reproduction through the Creative speakers. And I like them. And they both have this nice RGB lighting, which really isn't too bright. It's there, you can notice it, you can see it. It's a nice accent lighting. It's not going to be there to be predominant and shine up the whole room in your face. And I like how they did this with it on the bottom, because it just gives it that nice little tiny touch for the speaker. And it looks great. They look phenomenal. I like that part. So yeah, the Creative Pebble Pro Minimalist PC speakers. Definitely buy them, especially if you happen to get them on sale. Definitely get them. You will enjoy them. To me, they're worth every penny. And once again, if you're using a power adapter, and I found out now this is the Power IQ from Anker. Once more, this is a 65 watt charger. Use this middle USB Type-C port. But if you are going to get these, get a power adapter 30 watts or more that has the PD or power delivery, or maybe this little Anker USB or power adapter, and use it. You're getting a boost in volume if that's really what you're looking for. You want something to be a little bit louder and everything. Yeah, get these then. And definitely use the power adapter to make these a lot louder. And by the way, I really love this green. This is actually my favorite color of green, where it's kind of like that British racing green color. I really like that color. So that's it. Get the Pebble Pro Minimalist PC speakers. Definitely well worth getting. And if you happen to like this video, please give it that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and do not forget about that notification bell. It would really help me out a lot if you were to share this video and maybe a few more of my others on all of your social media. And until the next video, you, your friends, your family, and yes, even all of your pets, you all have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.